Hi, it's Kev from the Shooglebox team, and in this video I'd like to show you how to stack cards in Shooglebox and why that might be a good idea. We're just looking at a split screen here where on the right hand side of the screen I'm running the desktop version of Shooglebox, and on the left hand side you're seeing the Shooglebox app running on my phone, just so you can see how they work together. So I've got this box here where I'm doing some holiday planning, and inside it I've collected loads of information about the place I want to stay, and it's starting to look a little bit messy now, which is fine for when you're collecting information, and in fact I'd recommend the messier the better actually. But there comes a point where you start to spot connections between cards and different ideas emerge, and maybe it's a good idea to start structuring or adding some order to the box, and that's where stacking cards comes in useful. So in this box I've got some places to stay, things to do, and just some general information about some of the areas that you can stay in. First of all, I want to group together all the places to stay. Now, there's a few ways to make stacks in Shooglebox, and the first way I'll show you now is to drag cards on top of each other. So I'll just go through now and let's see if I can find one of the hotels. Yeah, here's a hotel that I saved, and there's another one just next to it actually. So what I'm going to do is drag this on top of the other one, and when I let go, Shooglebox will now ask me, would you like to stack these cards together? And to that I'm going to say create stack, because I do. And it's now going to ask me to name the stack. So I'll call it places to stay. And press create stack. So it's made a stack now, and if I click on it I can see that the two cards are inside it. Just there. And I'll just scroll down on the phone as well so you can see them in there too. It's all updating at the same time, so if I press that, there's the two cards. And I'll just press back to get back to the main box. I can also add multiple cards into this stack by going through and selecting the ones that I want. So what I do is, when I hover over a card on desktop, you can see that there's just this little check box here that appears. And if I press that, I've now entered selection mode and I can begin to select multiple cards. So let's just go through and select all the hotels now. And once I've selected them all, I can just drag them into the places to stay stack like this. And as you can see, they've now been moved from here, and if I click in places to stay again, you should see that I have them all in here now. And let's have a look on the phone too. They're all in there. Okay, let's head back. And I'll press back on the desktop too. And scroll back up to the top. So another way you can create a stack is similar to what we just looked at. If you select multiple cards, you can actually choose to move them, and when you move them you get the option to create a new stack within that flow. So just to show you what I mean, I'm going to now select all of the cards that are things to do. So I've got this one here, and I'll just speed this footage up slightly. And once I've selected them, I just need to go to the top of the screen here where all my selection actions are now. And there's quite a few options in here, but the one we want is move. So if I click move now, I get my list of all boxes here, and the one that's currently selected is my Gran Canaria holiday plan. And as you can see, there's a stack in there called places to stay, which is the one we just made. And there's an icon at the top here, which is to create a new stack, and that's what we're going to do now. So make sure you've got the box highlighted that you want to add it to, and we'll just press that, and it will ask me for a name. So I'm going to call this one things to do, and press create. And you can see that it's appeared on the phone screen already, and it's now highlighted and ready to move the cards into now. So all I need to do is just press move at the top right here. And it's worth pointing out as well that this experience is exactly the same on the phone. In fact, for the next method to create a stack, I'll show you it on the phone. So one thing you can do in Shooglebox is you can actually make a card into a stack. So I'll just find the one that I want. And I'm going to create a stack now based on Vigueta. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. And what I'm going to do is press the three dots on the bottom right corner of this card and choose make this a stack. And what that will do is it'll create a stack with the name Vigueta. It will take the text that was on the front of the card, and once it's made the stack, if you just press it, it's also made a copy of the card that you originally clicked and put it inside the stack, just so you don't lose that card once you decide to make it into a stack. I'm going to go back now and start to select all the cards that I want to add that are about Vigueta. And the way that you select cards on a phone is just by doing a long press. So let's just scroll to the top and start to find all the ones that I want to add. So there's this one, so I'll do a long press. And now I'm in selection mode. I can just go through and just tap all of the cards that I want to add here. And I'm just going to speed this part up because I've got a lot of cards to select here. And once I've selected those cards, I can do what I just did a few minutes ago and press move at the top. And just the same as desktop, I can also drag. So I'll do that just to show you. I'm going to drag this card. And as soon as I drag any one of these cards, it will bring all of them with it. So let's just do that. And as you can see, there's a little number 26 because that's the number of cards. And I'm going to drop it on here now. And all my cards have now been added to this stack. Let's just have a look at it on here as well. There they all are. So I'll just head back to the main box now on both of the screens here. Oh, and now I'm back here. I've just spotted one I missed, so I'm just going to drag that one into the Goethe stack. And the final way to make a stack is if you press the plus button in the bottom right corner. The bottom option is new stack. It's the same on the phone as well, so I'll just press the plus. And you can see at the bottom of that list, it says new stack. Just close the phone. And if I press it, Shooglebox will ask me to name it. And for this, I'm just going to call it wildlife. And press create. Now, this is handy if I've got loads of ideas before I actually start collecting things for categories that I want to collect. So I might have an idea when I first make the box of lots of different stacks to create before I have any cards, and this is the way to do that. And so now I've created my wildlife stack. I'll just add all the wildlife cards into there, just these 3 for now, and I'll just drag them into wildlife. Now I'm going to go away and continue adding cards to this box, but I hope you've now got the gist of stacking in Shooglebox and how and why you might use it. If you'd like to see more videos on how to get the most out of Shooglebox, you can head to our YouTube channel, but for now, thanks for watching.